let f from R to R, comma g is also from R to R, be periodic functions. There are two periodic functions, right? With periods with periods t1 comma t2 respectively. And limit x is tending to 0 fx comma limit fx by x, limit x is tending to 0 gx by x are non-zero and finite, so they are interested in find limit n is tending to infinity f of 3 plus root 7 whole power n into a into t1, f of 3 plus root 7 whole power n into t1 divided by g of 2 plus root 2 whole power n into t2, where n belongs to positive integer, where n is positive integer. Okay, basically this question is little bit of mix of binomial, that is a plus b whole power n, as well as limits, and period of the function is also given. So basically in advanced these type of questions will be asked, which we call as multi-conceptual questions or linkage questions, in which more than one or more than one concepts, right? Multiple concepts are used. See, limits as well as binomial and little bit of functions. So from where can I attack this question? So let's see the information. F and g are two functions. These two are periodic functions with periods t1 t2 respectively. Okay, and limit x is tending to 0, fx by x or gx by x are non-zero and finite, right? So this is the main part. We should calculate f of 3 plus root 7 whole power n into t1 by g of 2 plus root 2 whole power n into t1 at n is tending to infinity. Go to next slide. See, 3 plus root 7 whole power n plus 3 minus root 7 whole power n. I am calculating 3 plus root 7 whole power n plus 3 minus root 7 whole power n. So a plus b whole power n plus a minus b whole power n is 2 times, right? So we will be getting nc naught into 3 power n plus nc2 3 power n minus 2 into root 7 whole square plus so on. Basically this is an integer, this is also integer, and we will be getting integers, and I am multiplying integer with 2. So this is an integer which I am calling as n1. Similarly 2 plus root 2 whole power n plus 2 minus root 2 whole power n is also an integer which I am calling as n2, right? So question is limit n is tending to infinity f of 3 plus root 7 whole power n into t1. What is t1? Period of f by g of 2 plus root 2 whole power n into t2, right? See, so I can write 3 plus root 7 whole power n as integer minus this number. So the given limit, so the required limit can be written as f of, see, I am talking about 3 plus root 7 whole power n, that can be written as n1 minus 3 minus root 7 whole power n multiplied by t1 divided by, similarly in denominator I can write 2 plus root 2 whole power n, 2 plus root 2 whole power n as n2 minus this part. So this number can be written as n2 minus this number, which is 2 minus root 2 whole power n multiplied by t2. So I will multiply the whole term with t2, right? Fine. So I will multiply this quantity with t1 and this quantity with t2. So the required limit will become, limit n is tending to infinity, f of n1 into t1 is n1 t1 minus t1 times this, t1 times 3 minus root 7 whole power n divided by g of n2 times t2 will be n2 t2 minus this into this, t2 into 2 minus root 2 whole power n. The interesting part is, in question they have mentioned f and g as periodic functions with periods t1 or t2 respectively. So from this particular information, what I can say, f of n1 t1 plus k equal to f of k, because function is periodic. What is definition of periodic function? F of x plus capital T1 equal to f of x, right? If T1 is period of f of x, then n1 into T1 will also period of f of x, because n1 is integer which is positive. So f of n1 T1 plus something can be written as f of something. So something is this part. So this will become limit n is tending to infinity, f of minus t1 into 3 minus root 7 whole power n divided by g of, similarly function g is also periodic whose period is t2. So g of n2 t2 plus something will be something. This will be minus t2 into 2 minus root 2 whole power n. So this is f of something by g of something. So how will we proceed further? See, the basic information from the question is f and g are two functions. They are periodic. We have used this formula, this definition, but we haven't used these. They are claiming limit x is tending to 0, fx by x, or limit x is tending to 0, gx by x are non-zero and finite. Okay. If something is tending to 0, f of something by something would be finite and non-zero. Similarly in case of g. Okay. So I will copy this in the next slide. So this is limit n is tending to infinity, f of minus t1 into 3 minus root 7 whole power this by g of minus t2 2 minus root 2 whole power n. Guys, see, if n is tending to infinity, then 3 minus root 7 whole power infinity will tends to what? It depends on value of 3 minus root 7. 3 minus root 7 will be between 2 and 3, right? Root 7 will be 2 and 3. It's like 2.7ish. It's approximately 0.3. So the value of 3 minus root 7 is less than 1. Less than 1 whole power infinity will be 0. I am taking a number which is less than 1 and I am multiplying that number to infinite times, infinite number of times. The result will be 0. So this argument is tending to 0. Similarly, 2 minus root 2, 2 minus 1.414 is 0.6, which is also lying between 0 to 1. This is also 1 minus to the power infinity. This will also become 0. So I try to create the given limit. What is given limit? The given limit is f of x by x is finite if x is tending to 0. So f of something by something is finite if something is tending to 0. So here something is tending to 0. I will depreciate something in denominator, which is 3 minus root 7 whole power n in case of this function. So I will write f of minus t1 into 3 minus root 7 whole power n divided by 3 minus root 7 whole power n, right? Obviously I will compensate with this. I will multiply the similar fraction in numerator into 3 minus root 7 whole power n into, see, denominator is g of something, na? This is also tending to 0. I would depreciate g of something by something. So g of minus t2 into 2 minus root 2 whole power n in numerator 2 minus root 2 whole power n, 2 minus root 2 whole power n. See, I know that f of something by something is finite if something is tending to 0. One can say, sir, n is tending to infinity. I am not interested in n, I am interested in this part. This is tending towards 0. This is also tending towards 0, and these two are same. So then this particular limit is a finite quantity and non-zero, no issues. Into, let's say about this, this is also a finite quantity and non-zero. So what about this? 3 minus root 7 by 2 minus root 2. 3 minus root 7 is 3 minus 2.7ish, which is approximately 0.3. 2 minus root 2 is 2 minus 1.414 approx, which is 0.6, yeah, 0.5. This by this, 3 minus root 7 by 2 minus root 2 is less than 1. So this is less than 1 to the power infinity. We already seen less than 1 to the infinity is 0. So a finite number into a finite number into 0 should be 0, right? So this given function will produce 0 if n is tending to infinity. So the answer to the question should be 0. They are asking limit of this function if n is tending to infinity. So answer should be 0. Okay.